So hot swapping filaments or changing filaments in the middle of a print. Why would anybody want to do it? Well, probably you're trying to get fancy and making some multicolored prints where you're having one item with one extruder. You're going to print up a few layers and you're going to stop and you're going to then change colors and you're going to keep printing. The other one would be you run out of filament. And instead of just wasting a print, you want to be able to actually salvage it. I'm going to be utilizing Octoprint and changing my filament in the middle of a print and show you how to do it. Thank you much. I'm Ron and this is my place. Okay, this isn't the best angle in the world, but I'm half a dozen wraps or so to the end of the filament, so I thought I'd show you real quick. This is Octoprint running, and it's running back here. You can't quite see it, but I have my Octoprint. Yeah, you can see the corner of it right there. The Octoprint running on a Raspberry Pi 3 is sitting back there, and it's connected with a USB cable to the CR10 controller. So what I've got going on here is I'm getting ready to run out of filament and I'm going to want to change. So what's neat about Octoprint is there's paused prints in the CR10 and everything, but for some reason, at least last time I checked it, it would just pause it right where it was at and it wouldn't raise the nozzle. And if you don't raise the nozzle and get it pulled out of the way, you're going to melt your print. Octoprint has some scripting that you can do in it, which I don't want to get to because I don't want to take a chance of screwing any of this up. But I'll try and show it here in a little bit, and I'll put some links down below on what to do a grab for. But you can actually put in, and theoretically, I'll be able to hit pause here, and it'll actually stop the print. It'll raise up, it'll move over, and it's going to let me swap out the filament. I'll float a little bit to make sure it's nice and ready to go. And then I'll hit resume and it'll go back to where it was and it'll keep printing, and theoretically it should be a nice transition. I'm just trying to let it use the rest of its filament here. So if all goes well, that'll be the case. And of course, while we're waiting, you can also see that you can watch the camera as well, which is kind of nice, especially remotely. I actually have it set up where I can go to my printer remotely when I'm outside the house as well. Okay, we're going to look here. We see this is Octoprint, and you can see the main screen here where you're going to actually upload your files and it's printing. You have print, pause, and cancel that you can deal with right there. This is obviously a different print going on. But to see the scripts, if you go up to the settings setup and you go under G-code scripts here, this is all the scripts that run in different ways, and specifically what we're interested in are this: after the print job is paused, this is the code that you can put in there. This came off the octoprint.org website, and this is the before print job is resumed. I'll try and get some links down below so you can go to it, or I'll just copy over this code. And you can just pop that in there and that allows it to work. If it comes blank and if you do not have anything in there, nothing's going to happen. It'll just pause right where it's at. So you've got to get this G-code script in there. This is really all the scripts that deal with everything about how the printer acts, how Octoprint acts with the printers attached. So anyways, there you go. Hopefully it helps you out. And again, this is Octoprint. You can set your temps and you can set and manually control everything, just like Pronterface. It's got a little G-code viewer built into it where you can actually watch it live, and it's, as you can see, print showing exactly what it's printing as it's going. Got a terminal so you can actually talk to it, and then of course set up to do time lapses. Anywho, there you go. Maybe I'll do a print or a video some point on Octoprint a little bit more in depth. Okay, I think we're close enough. The key is you don't want to let it run out, and I'm also wanting a decent transition point. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pause on the printer, cross my fingers, and you notice it went up and it came over. So now theoretically at that point, I'm going to just purge out a little bit and then pull the filament out. Now when you're doing this, there's going to be power still to your Z motor, so you can see there's not much left. I don't know what I'll do with that, but we'll see. So you want to be careful you're not shoving down, because it's not going to know how to deal with that. So you want to make sure you're careful with your extruder in all the axes. Make sure you're just trimming your filament in at a 45. Make it easier to load. I'm doing a nice green, hatchbox green, to finish off the truck. And then you just slide it in. Activate the lever so you can push the filament through. Some printers actually have an auto feed, so it'll work similar. It's going to be very printer specific. Again, I'm being careful that I don't push anything out or down or whatever. So now I'm just purging plastic out underneath the nozzle there. And I'm just going to feed until I have solid green coming out, because I don't want it to transition. Go a little bit further. Still looking kind of muddy, if you will. There, it looks clean. With tweezers, and then I'm going to hit resume. Don't hit restart. And it should go right back to where it was. And start printing again. And it oozed out just a little bit of a line, which is fine. And I snagged it real quick. And theoretically, it is now printing with the other color. Now the trick with this is you want to use filament that's kind of in the same ballpark for heat. You can go up and down as needed, but these both are in the same window, so it shouldn't be any kind of a problem. But you can see it already going. You can see the first kind of layer happening at the color change. Normally you want to kind of do it inside at the honeycomb, but I was a little bit, like right now would be good, because it would hide any kind of blobs, and I think I kind of got there. When I started, I was a little bit towards the end of it, but for the most part I think I nailed it pretty decent. And that's it. That's all there is to changing color, and then you're able to make a nice color print. Thanks for watching, and make sure you stop by again. Thanks.